This is now a discussion on congenital heart disorders. But before we start with congenital heart disorders, let's have a quick review on fetal circulation as well as the transition to extrauterine life. Okay. So remember, class, that the source of blood from the mother to the baby is via the placenta. From the placenta, blood is now brought to the baby through the umbilical veins. So from your placenta, you go to your baby through your umbilical veins. And from the umbilical veins, blood would be distributed into two different directions. Some blood goes directly to the fetal liver, and some of your blood will have to be shunted by the ductus venosus. And these two bloods would now converge to meet at the level of the inferior vena cava. From the inferior vena cava, the blood begins to enter the heart of the baby, first via the right atrium. So if you look at the heart of the baby, this is the heart divided into four different chambers. From the inferior vena cava, blood enters the baby first through the right atrium on this aspect. So we are now at this level, at the right atrium. Pag abot good sa dugo sa right atrium, class, the blood will have to have two options or two directions upon which it could choose. It could go down in the natural course so that it goes to the right ventricle, or it can pass through an accessory structure or opening, which is your foramen ovale, such that blood from the right atrium via the foramen ovale is shunted to the left atrium. So right atrium, you have two options. The right atrium could go to the left atrium via the foramen ovale, and from the left atrium to the left ventricle, and eventually to the aorta, where blood is distributed to the different organs of the body. But if the blood chooses to pass from the right atrium through the normal route, that is to the right ventricle, then the blood proceeds to the pulmonary artery. So this is now your pulmonary artery. This is the pulmonary artery, and this is the aorta. So the blood at this very point now is at the level of the pulmonary artery. So from the pulmonary artery or over this area, the blood again will have to have two options. Option number one is to proceed to the lungs. And option number two is to pass by another accessory structure called your ductus arteriosus and eventually to the aorta. So from the pulmonary artery, blood will have to have two options, either to the ductus arteriosus or to the lungs. When the blood from the pulmonary artery decides to go through the ductus arteriosus, then it will have to be shunted immediately to the aorta to be distributed to the different parts of the body. But if the blood from the pulmonary artery chooses to go to the lungs, it goes so not for purposes of gas exchange, because the lungs during the intrauterine phase is a collapsed structure. So naa ba di ay dugo, sir? Muadto dito sa baga? Yes, naa. But not for purposes of gas exchange, but for purposes of supplying the lung as a tissue so as to avoid necrosis of the lungs. But if you'd ask, class, if the blood from the pulmonary artery has two options, one, to go to the lungs, two, to go to the ductus arteriosus, to which side does the bulk of the blood go? It will have to go to the ductus arteriosus. Why is that? Because the lung is an area of resistance. Meaning to say, if I enlarge that here, class, this is the pulmonary artery, ductus arteriosus, this is the aorta. Okay? So this is the pulmonary artery again. This is the aorta. Remember, class, if the blood is at the level of the pulmonary artery over here, it would have two options, to go this way or to go downwards into the lungs. Okay, that is what we have learned. But if you choose between going to the ductus arteriosus or going to the lungs, then the blood would have to choose going to the ductus arteriosus. Nganong ingon ana man na, sir? Why does most of the blood go to the ductus arteriosus and only a few goes to the lungs? Number one reason, ana class, because you don't need blood, too much blood in the level of the lungs, because again, there is no gas exchange there. Ang purpose nga hatagan siya dugo is just that to avoid necrosis over the lungs. But how does the body make that possible? It is possible, class, because ang imong lungs is collapse. Sirado ang imong baga. So kung ang dugo mo adto unta dito sa lungs, moingon siya nga ay di na lang kumulahos dinha kay sirado man. So ari lang taagi diri sa pikas, asa man diri sa ductus arteriosus. Meaning to say, class, that only a few blood proceeds to the lungs because the lung is an area of resistance. But the story will have to change the moment, class, that the baby would have its very first breath. Remember, what could have triggered the baby to breathe in for the very first time? It's the clumping and the cutting of the cord. Because the moment you clump, the moment you cut the cord, then oxygen from the mother can no longer go to the baby. And the carbon dioxide from the baby can no longer return to the mother. As a result, there will be accumulation in the levels of carbon dioxide. And we know for a fact that carbon dioxide is the stimulus for breathing. So kung ang carbon dioxide sa bata, dili niya ma-return dito ni mama, ang resulta, ang carbon dioxide sa bata mo accumulate. And if this accumulates, the level of course is high. And this high level of carbon dioxide causes the baby to breathe for the very first time. So paghango sa imong bata, mo ana ang imong bata. So pag ana niya, ang imong lungs would now become wide open. And because the lungs has become wide open, then the question is, which is now the area of resistance? Is it the ductus arteriosus or the lungs? It's the ductus arteriosus. Meaning to say, kay luag ang imong baga, ang dugo from the pulmonary artery would have to proceed to the lungs, such that no more blood has to pass through the very narrow ductus arteriosus. Wala na mo agi din ha. Dili na siya agian nga naman. Nabali na ang panahon. Si ductus arteriosus na pod ang area of resistance. And because it's an area of resistance, no blood could pass through it. So muungot man ang dugo dinha sa imuhang ductus arteriosus. So kung nag-ungot ang dugo mauga. And if the dugo dries, it clogs and clots the area. That is how the ductus arteriosus closes. But it takes time. It takes dalawang weeks or 2 weeks for it to eventually close. As a result, class, if you look at the heart, this is your heart. There is a valve there, which is an opening between the right atrium and the left atrium. You know this, class, as your foramen ovale. Okay? Now, remember that most of the blood went to the pulmonary artery. From the pulmonary artery, most of the blood will have to go to the lungs. The thunderous amount of blood, the bulk of blood goes to the lungs. And from the lungs, it proceeds to the pulmonary vein. And so this thunderous amount of blood, this bulk amount of blood would now proceed to the left atrium, supporting the fact that the left side of the heart becomes an area of greater pressure than that of the right. If we compare the right side versus the left side, kinsa man ang dako o pressure, it's the left side. Why? Because remember, class, the left side of the heart distributes blood to the rest of the body, but the right side only sends blood to the level of the lungs. Diba, kung mugawas ka sa right side, baga. Pero kung mugawas ka sa left side, systemic circulation. So who between the two must have to have the high pressure? It must be the left. So when both atria contracts, right and left atria contracts at the same time, pag contract niya, tungod kay mas kusgan ang left side, then the pressure there pushes the flaps of the foramen ovale to close. And that is how the foramen ovale closes. But it takes time just the same. It takes 4 weeks for the foramen ovale to eventually close. And that is the review of fetal circulation as well as the transition to extrauterine life. We are now ready to begin with the different congenital heart disorders. When we speak of congenital heart disorders class, we refer to 4 different classifications or the 4 classifications of congenital heart defects. Number 1, you have your decreased pulmonary blood flow. Number 2, increased pulmonary blood flow. Number 3, obstructive defects. And number 4, mixed blood defects. There are 4 classifications. Sa una class, when I was yet a student, the classifications of heart conditions used to be just 2. These conditions are cyanotic and acyanotic. But this has been updated to become 4 classifications of heart conditions. So naatay 4 ka-classifications of congenital heart disorders. Remember class that our discussion is on pediatric heart conditions. We discussed those that are acquired and those that are congenital. Acquired class are those nga nakuha sa bata, just like Kawasaki, just like rheumatic fever. Kawasaki is nakuha sa bata via URTI with familial tendency. Ang rheumatic fever is nakuha sa bata because of the untreated GABS infection. Group A, beta hemolytic streptococcal bacteria, acquired sa bata, nakuha sa bata. But on the other hand, our topic today is on the concept of congenital heart defects. Meaning, pagkapurma sa bata sa tiyan, paggawas niya, naana siya'y sakit. Congenital heart defects. And congenital heart defects is classified into 4. And subject of our discussion today is the decreased pulmonary blood flow. Sa Bisaya, ang decreased pulmonary blood flow, gamay ra ang dugo makaadto dito sa pulmonary area. Again, gamay ra ang dugo makaadto sa lung area. Gamay ra ang dugo makaadto sa pulmonary area. And what condition class falls under decreased pulmonary blood flow? That is your tetralogy of Fallot. We will only discuss one condition under this classification. So one condition under decreased pulmonary blood flow is tetralogy of Fallot. Gamay ang dugo moadto sa pulmonary area. That makes it a decreased pulmonary blood flow condition. And how is that? Tetralogy of Fallot class is a condition which results from a defect in chromosome number 22. So ang bata class, naa siya'y depikto sa iyahang ika-number 22 nga chromosome. Hapit ma-21. Kay kung ma-21 pa na, Down syndrome. Kung na number 7 pa na, cystic fibrosis. Kung na number 10 pa na, Hirschsprung's disease. Okay? But in this case, class, this is a defect in chromosome number 22. Okay? Tetralogy of Fallot. When we speak of tetralogy of Fallot class, this is one disease condition. Usara na siya kasakit, pero bisan usara siya kasakit, na ay 4 ka condition nga naa at the same time present sa usa ka bata. It's one condition but it brings in 4 different conditions. What are the 4 different conditions? Mao nang gitawag siya tetralogy of Fallot. Kay naay 4 ka depekto ang naaana. Usa ka sakit pero 4 ka sintomas. Murag PIH ba? Usa ka sakit pero 3 ka sintomas. Kanisad siya, usa ka sakit pero 4 ka sintomas. And what are the 4 conditions that comprise your tetralogy of Fallot? Number 1, you have your pulmonary stenosis. Number 2, you have your right-sided hypertrophy. Number 3, you have your ventricular septal defect. And number 4, you have your overriding aorta. So there are 4 conditions that comprise tetralogy of Fallot. What happens in patients with tetralogy of Fallot? To illustrate class, this is your heart. Your heart is divided into 4 chambers. Diin man gikan ang dugo nga musulot sa heart. Di ba class? These are the blood coming from the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. What is the similarity between the two? Both are deoxygenated blood. The blood coming from the neck, the head, and the upper extremities return to the heart by way of the superior vena cava. Those below the neck, systemic circulation, including those of the lower extremities, return to the heart by way of inferior vena cava. That has been discussed. Diba? We have already reviewed that. Ang katong dugo gikan sa ulo ug kamot mobalik sa heart, superior vena cava. Gikan sa imuhang systemic circulation ug sa imuhang tiil mobalik sa heart by way of the inferior vena cava. Both blood from superior and inferior vena cava are deoxygenated blood. Walay oxygen. Maubitang mobalik sila sa heart para makuha balik sa oxygen through the lungs. Now, as the blood enters from the inferior and superior vena cava, musulod siya class first sa imong right atrium. Gikan sa right atrium, munaog siya padulong sa right ventricle. Gikan sa right ventricle, supposedly, muadto siya sa pulmonary artery. Okay? So blood from the superior and inferior vena cava will have to enter the right side of the heart sa right atrium. Okay? Then from the right atrium to the right ventricle, from the right ventricle to the pulmonary artery. But dili na posible sa tao nga naay tetralogy of Fallot. Normally, mao man ni siya dagan, di ba? I hope you agree with me. Mao man ni siya dagan. Ang problema, class, gikan sa right ventricle, dili siya makalahos sa pulmonary artery. So right atrium, right ventricle, parado. Meaning to say, di ka kalahos padulong sa baga. That makes this classification as a decreased pulmonary blood flow condition, which is the first classification of congenital heart defect. It is a decreased pulmonary blood flow condition because precisely walay dugo moadto sa pulmonary area. Nganuman kay naay bara. And what do you call this bara? This is the first defect in tetralogy of Fallot. You call that your pulmonary stenosis. So naa di ay kay bara. Unsa man na siyang pulmonary stenosis? Stenosis refers to narrowing. So naa kay narrowing either sa pulmonary valve or sa pulmonary artery. Kay normally class, di ba, right atrium, right ventricle, nya pulmonary area. But dili na posible sa tao nga naay tetralogy of Fallot. Ang dagan sa dugo becomes right atrium, right ventricle, stop. Nganong ni stop na ay pulmonary stenosis. Unsa nang pulmonary stenosis? Na ay narrowing sa either pulmonary artery or sa pulmonary valve. So ang resulta, class, magsigig sulod ang imong dugo. Magsigig awas ang dugo pasulod dito sa heart. Pero di lagi kagawas ang dugo. Nagsigi kag puno og dugo, pero di kagawas ang dugo. Kay naay pulmonary stenosis. Unsa may resulta ana? Di natural mapuno ang imuhang right side of the heart. Because the blood keeps on coming in without the blood moving out via the pulmonary stenosis. So napuno ang imong right side. Kung mapuno ang imong right side of the heart, maunay mahitabo, mubaga ang imong heart, mudako ang imong right side. And that enlargement of the right side of the heart is the second defect in tetralogy of Fallot. That's your right-sided hypertrophy. So nibaga ang imuhang right side of the heart. Nganong nibaga ang right side of the heart? Kay nagsigig sulod ang dugo without the dugo being evacuated because there is a bara, a condition called pulmonary stenosis. But incidentally, class, sa tetralogy of Fallot, naamagutay ikatulo nga depekto. Ang ikatulo nga depekto is on this area. Remember, class, this is your ventricular septum, the wall that divides the ventricles into right and left. Nahitabo sa tetralogy of Fallot na ay buslot ang imong ventricular septum. And we call that as your third defect. That's your ventricular septal defect. So ang resulta ani noon, class, right atrium, right ventricle, di man kagawas, so asa man siya moawas? Ari diri sa buslot, diri sa ventricular septal defect. And the blood proceeds from the ventricular septal defect to the aorta. If you would see, ang aorta, imbis ari siya diri dapita, wala siya diha dapita. Asa man dapita imong aorta, sir? Naa dito naka-attach sa point of ventricular septal defect. An aorta that arises at the point of ventricular septal defect is a condition which we call the overriding aorta. So let's trace this back. Deoxygenated blood from the upper parts of the body returns to the heart by way of superior vena cava. From the lower parts of the body, inferior vena cava. Musulod sila sa right atrium, sunod right ventricle, sunod makagawas ba? Dili siya kagawas. Nga naman, na defect number 1, you call it your pulmonary stenosis. But the blood keeps on coming in. Nagsige magsulod ang dugo. So what would happen to that side of the heart kung magsige kag puno og dugo without the blood being evacuated? Muhubag. So you will result in right-sided hypertrophy. But incidentally naamay buslot. So let's trace the blood again. Superior and inferior vena cava, musulod sila sa right atrium. From the right atrium to the makagawas pa dili. So asa man siya muagi? Sa ventricular septal defect. And from the ventricular septal defect arises the aorta, a condition called your overriding aorta. My question is, di ba class, after the aorta, you go distribute the blood to the different parts of the body. What kind of blood does the aorta carry in a patient with tetralogy of Fallot? It's a deoxygenated blood. This is the problem here. Ang dugo nga imong gihatag sa imong pancreas, ang dugo nga imong gihatag sa imuhang tinae, dito sa imong itlog o sa bisan asa nga parte sa lawas, ang dugo nga imong gihatag is deoxygenated. Such that class, when a patient with tetralogy of Fallot encounters conditions where there is an increase in cardiac demand, okay? The moment that a patient with tetralogy of Fallot will encounter an increase in your cardiac demand, such as, for example, feeding, pagpakaon, crying, running. So these conditions, class, feeding, crying, running, are examples of conditions where there is an increase in cardiac demand. Kung musaka manggod ang cardiac demand nimo, class, di natural mo paspas ang imuhang tuyok sa dugo. Kay mo paspas ang heartbeat. Okay? Kung mudagan ka, uhila ka, magpakaon ka, during this time, mutaas ang cardiac demand so that your heart rate increases. And when the heart rate increases, the circulation of the blood goes at a faster speed. But my question is, sige, paspasan ta ni. Ato ni siyang paspasan. Okay? Sige, let's try to make it fast. Sige, tuyok na hagpaspas. Tuyok din hagpaspas. What kind of blood is distributed to the different organs? Deoxygenated. Mao na siya, class. As a result, your patient will develop your TET spells or your hypercyanotic episodes. And this looks like this. Okay? So this is now how your baby will have to look like. Okay? This is your TET spells or your patients with hypercyanotic episodes. Kung mapansin ninyo, class, ang bata mo turn into blue color. Nganong blue man ang iyang color? Because the kind of blood that has been distributed to the different parts of the body is deoxygenated following the increase in cardiac demand. Ni paspas ang tuyok sa dugo kay nangayo man kag oxygen, di atong paspasan. But would you be able to give sufficient amount of oxygen nga di man ka makaagi dito sa baga? Nganong di man ta kaagi sa baga? Because barado man. Ang saman nga condition sa upat ang nakabara. It's your pulmonary stenosis. So kung mupaspas ang heartbeat tungod sa increase in cardiac demand, your baby will turn into a state of TET spells or hypercyanotic episodes. These TET spells, class, or hypercyanotic episodes happen because of the congestion at the right side of the heart. Ba? Hebalo naman tang, anong nagka-congestion at the right side of the heart? Di ba class, the blood keeps on coming in without it being able to go out. Mo nang ang right side of the heart becomes congested with blood. Okay? So the problem in tetralogy of Fallot is that there is a congestion at the right side of the heart. So the question is, unsaon man ninato class para dili maghuot ang dugo sa right side of the heart? Unsa may atong mabuhat class para dili ni mapuno og dugo ang right side of the heart? Common sense dictates nga kung napuno ng right side of the heart, ayaw pasudli. Diba? Kaya kung magsigitag pasulod, musamot ka huot. Or, common sense dictates nga, kung naghuot na din sa right side, padaki ang exit sa right. Isn't it? It's either we stop the entry or we increase the outlet. These are the ways nga makontrol na nato ang congestion at the right side of the heart. So kung puno ang right side, ayaw pasudli, padak-e ang gawsanan. So what do we do in order to increase the outlet? What can we give as a medication to the patient para mudako ang buslot sa pulmonary area? Diba pulmonary stenosis is narrowing of the pulmonary area? Then let's dilate the pulmonary area. Kung maumang ganin ay problema din na ay narrowing, atong i-dilate. So what medication can promote dilation of the pulmonary artery? We give propranolol Inderal. So propranolol Inderal is a medication that will promote pulmonary artery dilation. Padakuon na to ang buslot at the right side of the heart para di siya maghuot. Number 2, aside sa pagpadako sa bangag, we can control the congestion at the right side of the heart by controlling the entrance of blood to the right side. Okay, akong question class, unsa may sources of blood that enters the right side? Isn't it your inferior vena cava and superior vena cava? Di ba ang nisulod diri nga dugo are dugo coming from the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. So what can we do para muhunong ang pagsulod sa dugo to the heart? Then what we do class is to position the baby in a squatting position or in a knee chest position. Nganong ato man siyang ipasquat? Ngano man siyang atong ipa-knee chest? Be everyone, try to do your squatting position. Try to do your squatting position. While seated, you try to do. Show me how you do your squatting. Boys lang. Ayaw lang ng girls kaya makita ng butterfly. So that's your squatting position. Look at him. When he does the squatting position, is he bending his legs? At the hip portion, is he trying to bend his hips? Diba? Sa tungod ka iyahan man ang gibend ang iyahang hips, isn't it na kink ang inferior vena cava? So kung na-kink nimo ang inferior vena cava, ang dugo gikan sa imuhang toes, gikan sa imong bagtak, gikan sa imong paa, gikan sa imong itlog, di na siya kabalik pasaka dito sa heart kay imo manggikink. Muawas ba ang hose class kung imong pilon ang hose? Muagas ba ang IV fluid kung imong ikink ang IV tubing? Di ba dili? So ang inferior vena cava class, kung imo siyang pilon, di natural, walay dugo nga mosulod pabalik via the inferior vena cava. Okay? Meaning to say, there will be lesser blood that could return to the right side of the heart because you have kinked the inferior vena cava via squatting and knee chest position. Okay? Now, how do we manage tetralogy of Fallot other than squatting and propranolol? Ang makaayo ra gyud sa tetralogy of Fallot class is ayuhon nimo ang mga depekto sa sulod sa kasing-kasing sa bata. We call that class as the total heart repair. We can do that class through a surgical repair called your Brock procedure. And the Brock procedure can only be done if the patient has reached at least 1 year old. Meaning to say class, pwede nimo siya ayuhon kung 1 year old na siya. So sir, unsa may akong buhaton kung wala pa siya 1 year old? Nga 1 year old pa man ka, pwede nimo ayuhon ang bata. So what could have been done prior to 1 year? We will have to create class a temporary patent ductus arteriosus. The temporary patent ductus arteriosus is called your Blalock-Taussig procedure. Nganong mag-create man ta og patent ductus arteriosus, sir? Okay. To illustrate class, di ba kani, okay, this is your pulmonary artery connected to the aorta. Okay? Di ba class, ang nahitabo ani class is ang imong dugo dili makanaog because there is a bara here. Isn't this the case? Right atrium, right ventricle, parado. So where does it proceed? Ventricular septal defect, diretso sa aorta. Meaning to say, we need to make a creation, no? We need to make a temporary bridge that will connect the aorta to your pulmonary artery. Because, for example, this is your aorta. Akong question, what type of blood does the aorta in tetralogy of Fallot carry? Diba? Deoxygenated blood. So if we create a bridge here, then the deoxygenated blood from the aorta will pass through the bridge, then to the pulmonary artery, then enter the lungs. So prior to 1 year, pwede ta maghimo ani kani siya. Unsay tawag ani? That's normally your ductus arteriosus, di ba? But since we want it to remain open, we need to create a patent ductus arteriosus para ang deoxygenated blood from the aorta muagi sa PDA, muadto sa pulmonary artery, sunod, muadto sa lungs, sunod, muadto sa pulmonary vein, mubalik sa left atrium, left ventricle, aorta. So what kind of blood is in the aorta this time? So that is what we do. The Blalock-Taussig procedure prior to 1 year, but ultimate repair, the Brock procedure, if the child reaches 1 year old. And that ends our discussion on tetralogy of Fallot.